Major Mohammad Ali Shah, you heard it from the other panelists. Now, the challenge lies in the actions then are taken by the state, district or central machinery against the voices that are raised. I'm talking about these Sar Tan Se Juda gangs, these brigades, these sloganeerings that happen. And then the free speech harbingers, the likes of Zuhaib and Rana Ayub, they are the ones who then start off with the dissent saying, oh my God, we are not given freedom of speech. Oh my God, this is a complete injustice that is happening. There is a clampdown by the Godi Sarkar. There are these Godi media and there are these Godi individuals. How do we tackle this?
Oh, well, Megha, firstly, I would say that the terrorist who did the crime, the ghastly act in Udaipur, firstly, it was, I don't have words to say how badly we all condemn it. And now, where are the people who could have, and secondly, also I would like to thank you for actually bringing moderate voices forward and not of one particular people who do not represent the community, who are self-proclaimed leaders of the Muslim community. No, that is not, I mean, that is not the voice of a moderate Muslim, of a normal Muslim. We are Indians before we are Muslims, and we are very, very proud of the fact that we are Indians. And yes, I am very proud of the fact that I am a Muslim as well. And when the biggest insult to Nabi, that's our prophet, was done by these two guys, by these two terrorists. That was the biggest insult, because Prophet Muhammad himself said that forgiveness is something great. You got to be magnanimous. I mean, Prophet Muhammad would not be happy. I mean, he would be very annoyed by this kind of, so this kind of, when the people spoil the community's name, you know, Megha, day after tomorrow, that's the first. In fact, second day after tomorrow. There is a, like for example, the former Vice Chancellor of Aligarh Muslim University, Lieutenant General Samiuddin Shah Sahab, he tweeted it. He in fact condemned it in the highest order, and it needs to be condemned. This Sar Tan Se Juda gang, this whole thing is utter bunkum, utter rubbish. It has to be condemned in the highest order when Muslims come forward.
And that's why the question I ask is why wouldn't the likes of Shah Rukh Khan and Amir Khan and Saif Ali Khan and Naseeruddin Shah, particularly somebody who's been extremely vocal with a number of these issues, whether it is lynching in the name of cows or any of those issues, CAA, farmers' protests, and I'm talking particularly about Naseeruddin Shah over here, and when he is vocal about all these issues, there needs to be a time he needs to be vocal about this particular matter as well. No, do not relate it to the issues that have set the precedent by way of Nupur Sharma, the fact that Owaisi came out making a statement, listen, yes, I condemn this act that has taken place in Udaipur, but Nupur Sharma needs to be arrested. Or the fact that had Zuhaib not been arrested, perhaps this would not have happened. Now, why these causal linkages that are being brought forth? Are they justified? And if they are not justified, then who are these individuals and organizations that are lapping it all up for their own agendas, motivated or otherwise, to bring a bad name to the community and then rile up a large chunk of the community and then build these communal tensions? Yeah, Athar Zia.
Okay, let me take it on, Megha, since you asked this. And I am on the same page with you. I totally agree with you. What you have made is a lot of sense. One cannot be selective when you come out and speak about a particular subject or a particular issue. One cannot be selective. You have to be very, very unbiased, neutral, very, very balanced, sensible, mature, and you have to speak up. The only way is speaking up. And let me tell you one more thing. Well, the Muslim community in India actually has to strengthen itself by means of education and not by picking up weapons. No, that is like, and I don't think it would happen either in the first place. But this was a very, very dangerous precedent, and as I heard Rishabh saying, that this breach, this infiltration is more dangerous than 2611. Yes, it is. It is. The fighting the internal enemy is much, much more difficult than fighting the external enemy. I have done both, Megha. I have put my life at stake at the line of control at the Indo-Pak border. I have fought insurgency in Northeast, where they are our own people. And let me tell you, internal problems are even worse, because across the border, you know who is your enemy. It's very clear, black and white. Now, I'll quickly conclude in 10 seconds by saying, day after tomorrow on 1st, there is a big it's not just about Muslims, it's about the majority of them are Muslims who have taken initiative. They've come forward to let's educate the youth of our country. And there is former Vice Chancellor AMU, General Shah, there is former Jamia VC Najib Jung Saab, there is Salim Sherwani Saab, there is former Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi Saab. There are a whole lot of heavyweight Muslim voices which matter who have come together. There is a former Impar panelist Khalid Ansari Saab. There are a lot of people who actually matter and who are Dinesh Singh, the former VC of Delhi University. There are a lot of people who have come together and they would be putting the emphasis on the education is the only way forward for our country.
Yeah, and I'm happy that such a step has been taken. Grateful. These individuals with clout, with influence, and popular voice need to come together, and it's heartening to know that this is happening. Onus lies on the government, but the onus also lies on the Muslim community. A very, very honorable initiative being taken forth, as has been mentioned by Muhammad Ali Shah, about this congregation of influential, progressive, moderate Muslim voices that are going to be coming together. July 2nd is what he mentions about, am I correct? And they are going to disseminate awareness, education, the right path, and then the ability to differentiate between these hate mongers, these communal drivers, versus what the Islam religion stands for.